Oh,
Am I?
hello there.
Your life.
Hi.
The Nanny, the chat is saying you're muted.
How did that even happen? Help!
I don't know.
What the hell? Ah! Okay, then let me do this again. I am so
You're
sorry.
welcome. I can read the chat now.
It's okay. How am I? Hello, everybody. You are here at the streaming channel of the very, very professional Nanny Line, who never makes a technical mistake ever. I am. Welcome, everybody, to the second irregular laid-back Puyo Puyo podcast with Nanny Line and Mod Mamono, and today we have a special guest, Princess Madeline. Say hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone, again.
Hey.
We got a full chat already, so I'm not gonna waste any more time and greet everybody. We've got Greg Renee, we've got Flynn Perry Brownie, we've got X-Cower, we've got Green Shieldy, we've got Burger, hi Burger, we've got Vivi,
Burger.
we've got Glitch and Black, we've got Lucy, we've got Pear Shoes, we've got Bailey the Table. The table? Really? Okay! We've got Spark the Dog. We've got Snicks. We've got Shadow Edge. Ah, I see a Shadow fan. We've got Knut. Knut 72 even.
Oh, that's my sister. That's my sister.
Hi, sister!
Hello, sister.
We've got Mamono sister even. We've got Aquatic Star Demon, also known as Aqua. Thank you for telling me that I'm muted. We've got Staroside, also known as Astro.
Who really wants to say hi to me, so I'm saying hi back.
We've got Chargeman. Hi again. Yeah, you have not gone deaf. I am just very incompetent. We've got Elizabeth Lascario Wolf. Ah, we've got Poking Around. We've got GD785. We've got ETV. Hi, everybody. So, full chat today. I am always happy to see this. I did not expect full chat.
Last time was a success.
Yeah, but I'm not used to having like 20 plus people in chat on stream, which is
You're
really
welcome.
cool. Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to this. I've been psyched for this ever since we've come up with the idea to keep going with this. Yes, it's you! We mentioned you!
I'll gladly do more. You know.
Always! I think it would be really...
We got plenty of ideas.
Yeah! Anyway, so let's
And we'll slowly keep going, and the number of hosts will slowly keep growing. I'm just kidding.
Anyway,
we'll see.
let me introduce what we're doing. For those who don't know, a while ago, Mamono and I did a stream where we presented the results of the unofficial Puyo Puyo popularity polls that Mamono did. That stream took about 10 hours. I was dead the next day, and naturally that's why I decided let's do that again.
Yay.
Aqua says that we're louder than you are.
Not surprised by this, because desktop audio is pretty loud. Now it should be better. Say something.
I can't.
Something.
I can't be sure. You sound fine to me, but I'm also listening through Discord.
It should be more balanced now.
Well,
Anyway.
Well, yeah, streams are weird and stupid.
Yeah. Hopefully it's better now. Anyway. See the phone. You will be called out.
Seems we're good.
You put your name on yours. Oh dear, oh boy, oh dear. So yeah, basically what we did is like Mamono put out a poll asking people this time for their hot takes about the Puyo Mado franchise, and we're going to be discussing those hot takes. however, we're not doing this like some kind of confession block where we're just throwing the hot takes out for the world to see, so people reblock them and get angry and I hate this. No, we're going to be discussing everything factually, looking at the reasons why thoughts like this might come up, analyzing it, and trying to be.
And hopefully, it'll be intelligent.
Yeah, intelligent and fun. It's going to be intelligent and fun. That's
there
my
are
point.
a few dumb ones. There are just as few dumb ones as there are a few smart ones. Don't worry.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds promising.
Also, aside from the ones that came in with the poll, I also have two I am going to present myself at the very beginning, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Aside from that, oh yeah, one thing I should do is change the music from the pre-roll playlist to the Puyo playlist. Where is my Puyo playlist? There it is. And we're starting out well with... wait, hang on. How do I...
What a start.
Yeah, it's of course it's Puyo Wars. But I also hate that the titles go over you guys, so what I'm going to do now... Oh yeah, before we start, I have to switch over anyway to main. Which instantly solves the issue. So here we are, everybody. Welcome to the slideshow. Hi, Biorenstorm. I already set a category on Twitch. What do you? Did it unset the category? It keeps doing that. I don't know why.
I see it now.
It keeps unsetting.
Say hello to Hopping Arl, everyone.
Anyway, it keeps unsetting the category on Twitch. I fixed it.
Hooray.
Okay. So, we've pretty much already gone over what this slideshow here means. So, shall we just go to the next slide?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's.
With your hosts, Nannyline.
Hi.
Mr. Mamamono, today's presenter. Special guest, Madeline Himegami.
Hi.
Wait, can you go back real quick? Because I didn't even see my image for a moment. Yeah, there it is. That reminds me, I still haven't posted that anywhere. I should post that. Anyway, yeah, go on.
Okay. Maddie, you can immediately see stuff, you can immediately see me switch slides, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You just went back to me and then went straight back.
Yeah, that's me demonstrating. Thank you.
Yeah.
A few things before we start. Nanny's take about a really weird take she saw on Reddit regarding Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S and Compile. And spoiler-free Mado Fia takes. Not hot, per se.
Yep.
So, go ahead. Wake me up.
So, I've seen people talk about this already, and I've seen how many people retweeted and reposted this, so I'm sure most of you have already seen this thing, but basically, right after the Nintendo Direct, I went on Reddit, and yeah, Reddit, I know, Beached, it's Reddit, it is Reddit, it is Reddit. I am sorry.
You'll never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
But it's still something I think that is worth discussing, so I just wanted to say, basically on Reddit, right the day after the Nintendo Direct for the Switch 2, which, as you all probably know, announced that among the many, many remasters that are going to be available on the Switch 2 on launch, and it's not just this one, there's a lot of remasters, most of them from Sega, so this is not unique to this franchise, is a remaster of Puyo Puyo Tetris 2, a game that by now is 5 years old, which I would also like to mention. And I'm not gonna buy it on release, obviously, but I just looked at it as was like, that is a thing that happens. And I was like, I was hoping most people would be like, just like, that is a thing that happens. But for some reason, some people, not many, just a few, were like, this is the end of the franchise. This is how it goes out, not with a bang, but with a whimper. We are all doomed to the end.
Christ.
This is how we perish. And on Reddit, somebody was like, "This is proof that Sega. This is okay. I need to focus here. This is the main point. We were on Reddit. I went on Reddit for other reasons, just to look for stuff, and suddenly I saw this really weird take that was like, this is Sega. This is proof Sega really doesn't know what to do with the franchise. It really was all the way down ever since Compile lost the franchise. This wouldn't have happened in the Compile days, and I was like, what? What? Were you even alive in the 90s if you say that? Not only did the stuff constantly happen in the 90s with all game series. Have you ever heard of a little game series called Pokemon? This very thing happened very egregiously with Puyo Puyo itself frequently in the 90s. As I'm demonstrating right here. This is, both of these packages you see here are Puyo Puyo 2. They're both for the same console, for the Super Famicom. They were released with a difference of 3 months between them. 3 months. One of them is a remaster. And that's the only difference. The sole difference. So Compile put out a remaster of 2 on the same console they already put it out on. 3 months after the original game. With a bonus mode that everybody who bought the game on release was screwed out of. And people are like, just trying to justify, like, it was a different time. There were no downloads back then. There were no patches back then. This was not. No, I lived in that time. I'm a millennial. This was not normal. This was considered a rip-off when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, asks a fighting game fan from the 90s what they thought about what Capcom did with their fighters.
Mainly just Street Fighter 2.
Hi, Sayata.
Well, yes, I wasn't going to name any names, but yes.
What names could you have named?
But shots fired. Hi, Sayata. I also own. I literally have it on the shelf back there. If you look closely, you can see Puyo Puyo 2 Remix. I have 2 Remix. It is fine. It is fun. It should not have released 3 months
remix.
after the original game.
I prefer not remix.
Yeah, the music is better and not remix. Agreed. The music is better and not remix.
I've actually never played Remix yet.
Maybe
I will
that much different.
There's only 2 differences between regular and remix. Firstly, the music was arranged differently in remix, which is probably where it takes its title from. And it's not even necessarily better music. Some people prefer the original. It's just different arrangements. That's all. And secondly, there's one more mode. There's a super hard mode, basically. That's the only difference.
And if memory serves, I think the cutscenes were cut in remix too. But
not much.
I'm not sure on that.
No, it was basically they made it so that you can go through the tower faster because it only plays 1 cutscene per floor.
That's weird.
It is weird. But
at least the box art has 200% more Harpy and Carbuncle.
But like it's not a big difference. It's like it makes the game different to speedrun, I guess. Yes,
I think Remix
was 5 years ago.
I think Puyo Remix is also the first 4-player Puyo Puyo game. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, but like literally, those are all differences that are on par with what Sega is doing for remasters these days. So like,
yeah,
if not even less than that.
It's
so,
like,
and like 3 months. I'm saying it again. This was 3 months later.
Puyo Puyo Tetris
and on the same console.
And your sister
Puyo
gave me a
Puyo
hydrate.
2S is fine.
It is
like,
fine. Yeah,
it's really just a budget title.
Exactly. It's just there so people buy Puyo alongside as a self-made bundle alongside with the Switch 2. That's what it's there
and a
for.
Tetris at the Switch 2's launch. That's also important. If you hold a Tetris license and you don't put Tetris at launch, you're dumb.
It will be physical
It's
only.
like,
It will be physical only in America. Ooh. But
Oh,
that's
nice.
literally So
Oh, I did not know that.
So that's literally what it is. It's there. So people who buy a Switch 2 grab it from the shelf. That's what it is.
Yeah. It's what they did for Puyo Puyo Tetris 1. And you don't need to tell me that 2S will sell less than Puyo Puyo Tetris 1. But they're not intending to recapture the success. They're just doing the strategy again, which is fine. This is a harmless business decision.
Yeah, it is a completely harmless business decision that doesn't even take much development time back from the next big game. And it's also not going to really compete with the next big game. Because, again, they said it's only physical in America. So, the people who usually buy Puyo will probably not not the target demographic here. And, like, even aside from that, it's not taking resources away because the game is already developed and the new modes can be put in the next game as well. So it's not a big deal, you know? It's a thing that exists. It's an annoying thing that exists, but it is a thing that exists.
Precisely.
It's not going to change much.
Yeah.
It's definitely not going to kill the franchise.
Yeah. Also, Andrew Mello in the chat. Wait, where could I put these hot takes? There was, we passed the form around via social media. I'm sorry if you missed it.
Yeah, my bad. So, are we done with this topic
Yeah,
here?
this was this take is over.
So, you had the Mado Fiat take?
And now comes the Mado Fia take, but first I want to go through the chat a bit to see what people have been saying. I see that's a kind of chat to see if there's anything I need to respond to. I just hate that huge remix banner. True! That is such a... it's kind of an eyesore. I remember not
Graphic
liking the
design
music
is their
and
passion.
remix. Completely fair. I think it's both fine. They're just different vibes. What does Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 have? One more mode. It has multiple more modes. 2 new modes are confirmed. 2 new modes are confirmed. And it's also it was also seen in the direct that they added the option to use emotes during battle. Which is like, people are going to spam Kluk's annoying laughter so much.
If not, Harpy singing.
It's not, oh god, Harpy singing.
Harpy is banned.
Why did they revert the chassis? Happy band! Why did they revert the chassis area 2 music? It's fine, you can play whichever version you want.
But play the non-remix version.
The remix banner looks like it's censoring all. True! Someone should investigate why Puyo Doom posting is so common, because Doom posting in general is common. I want to make this clear. None of this is unique to this franchise or to this fan base. None of it. I've been in so many fan bases and they've all been the same.
Mega Man is just as bad.
This is just...
Random's is the same.
Yeah! I've got another hydrate. People really want me to drink water today.
Liquefy.
Yeah, so... like, literally. It's the same in every single franchise. This is not unique to this community. Nothing about this is unique to this community. It's just that we all Puyo Puyo having like a bit of a mainstream presence is still somewhat new. So, the developments that make it closer to a mainstream fandom community are also new to this community. So older community members are not used to this operating like a normal fandom. So when it does, they are surprised by it. And newer community members who are still in the honeymoon phase, where they saw like all of the stuff they love the most, are really surprised when they see negativity. That's just how it works.
This is why I always make goofy shit about Puyo Puyo, you know? So there's good vibes going in it somewhere.
And that's what we appreciate of you.
There's a lot of good vibes. There is a lot of good vibes. It's just, it's just fandoms are gonna fandom.
And when I make an opinion piece, I always make sure it's not all about me and my opinions. It's more about making other people think more positively.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Except for the
I'm
one.
I'm not for toxic positivity. I can,
Yeah.
I can judge
I'm
the
not-
franchise. As you,
No.
I mean, I've just like literally judged 3 months. This is not a good. This is what the hell. It's literally that. I'm sorry. Literally all that did was screw people out of a mode. Okay, good. Yeah, you get my point though, right?
Yeah. So, something about Manofia?
It's a good video
I'm
game.
not through the chat yet. Hang on. I want to make sure that I don't miss anybody because chat is very important to me.
Okay. Wake me up when you're done.
It's fine.
Wake up.
God, I see so much positivity in our chat. It's Mario Fia. I see so much positivity in our chat. I love our chat. Our chat is wonderful. I did not know what the hydrate pop-out was, so I also took a sip of water, says your sister.
That's a good thing. Stay hydrated.
Yeah, everybody hydrate along with me. Okay, let's go. Yeah, now we can go. Okay, Manofia take. So, as a lot of you might know, I have spent the past months playing through Madomonogatari Fia and the Wanderer's Academy in Japanese, translating well on stream. Right?
Have you?
Yes, I have!
Okay.
We finished it. She finished it just this week.
Yeah, exactly. This week I
Gesundheit.
finished the main story. I'm currently off stream playing through the post game. No spoilers, obviously. Your stealth Lena mentioned she's very real. Anyway, I'm not gonna spoil anything for the game. I'm just gonna say I really loved the characters and writing. Like, they are absolutely a highlight and carry the game hard. That said,
Absolutely.
right after finishing the game, I went online in Japanese and checked out what Japanese players were saying about the game. And I saw a lot of very mixed opinions. From what I know, it sold pretty well, so that's good. But the thing that I noticed is that the ones that were actively talking about the game, some of them tended to be more critical, for reasons I completely understand. So, I'm going to be addressing 2 takes that I saw about Madofia in the Japanese fanbase now. The first take that I think is pretty reasonable is it just doesn't feel like Madomonogatari.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
On a
And-
surface
yeah,
level, at least.
It really doesn't.
On a surface. The key word here being surface.
The thing is like, it is weird. The direction with this game is weird and it feels rushed in a lot of places. My judgment is, I had a lot of fun with the game. I still do have fun with it, but it feels outdated. But at the same time, it also feels outdated in ways that the old Mado games didn't. It does not feel like one of... they completely... Like, the gameplay has very little in common with a classic Mado game. But it has very much in common with, for example, the early 2000s Tales of titles, for example. Which is so weird. Why are you aping a different style of gameplay that is already outdated? Like, I would understand it if they were trying to modernize the games for a modern audience, or if they went full retro. Those are 2 things they could have done. They could have done full retro and just like done a complete redo of old Mado, or they could have tried something completely modern. But instead they went on this weird middle ground that feels like a game that escaped from the early 2000s. The one game in the franchise I would say that it feels closest to, and I'm not counting Curse of the Curry God, is Waku Waku Puyo Puyo Dungeon, which is because it's a roguelike, and Waku Waku Puyo Puyo Dungeon is a mystery dungeon, which is a type of roguelike. Which is not a good thing, because if you guys saw me back when I streamed Waku Waku Puyo Puyo Dungeon, you would know that it's the only Puyo Mado game that I never finished myself. I instead had my boyfriend finish it for me, because I couldn't.
Oh.
Because
Yeah.
because you saw you saw the 104 tower post game tower and said no, I'm not doing this.
It wasn't even post game. It was for the final boss, the final story
Ooh.
boss. It
Well,
Were there
I mean,
at
it
least
was
saves in
post game
between?
it was post game in the sense that you had to beat all 3 episodes before it was available as an option.
Yeah, but the story isn't over until you beat that boss, so it shouldn't be treated as a bonus boss.
I mean, fair enough.
It was just really obnoxious, and like Madofia at least, Madofia did not make me do that, I will say that. In fact, I didn't have any issues with beating Madofia, because even though I was playing on hard mode almost the entire time, the game, like, the battles are extremely easy. Honestly, the hunger mechanic is more difficult than the battles. So it's a whole situation.
That sounds like my problem with Fire Emblem 3 houses.
Yeah.
Oh boy, we don't need to go into that.
In 10 years, there will still be Fire Emblem 3 houses discourse.
I just think the battles weren't fun, and that's all where it ends.
It's well, they're not fun, and also just the character progression mechanics just suck.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but they
Yeah.
suck.
But yeah, so basically, I completely understand everybody who's like, why does this not feel like a Mado game? Because it doesn't. It feels like an early Tales of game. Which, but even, in fact, an early Tales of game without towns, because there are no towns. It's just one single hub and dungeons. So, it's kind of,
Why even bother aping Tales of if you're not even gonna have Rain Sage?
Okay, I see who is your best girl.
Yes.
But I liked the game because, like, as I said, the characters and the story hard carry. And I think this is where we come to the second take that I don't agree with. Because, the characters actually, I'm praying that they may get a collab with Puyo Quest. Like, everybody, please write it in if you have a Puyo Quest account. Write it in during the next survey. Because I want these characters to interact with them, with the Puyo mainline characters. Simply because
You're
they
so
fit.
good.
Yeah, they fit in so well into this universe, but they don't get to meet any of the mainline characters simply because of the time skip, because there's several decades of time skip between these two time frames. Madofia is a better Wakupuyo because Lena is
I mean, to be fair, Lena is a great character.
She is. Lena is amazing. They are all amazing. I love them all so dearly.
They're great. They're easily the most shining part of the game.
They are. They can't carry. The characters carry this entire game on their backs, breaking them in the progress. So, now, this is where we come to the second take that I don't agree with that I saw. The second take I saw was that somebody claimed that it doesn't fit into the world of the franchise. And the person that I saw, one of the people that I saw say this also put in the beginning of their musings about their post. It was a review, basically. They made a review of Mado Monogatari 4 and the Wondrous Academy, and in the beginning of the review they said, just as a disclaimer, the Sega Puyo games also can't be considered part of the same universe. They are more of an AU, and because the characters all feel different. And I was like, No.
That's just called being handled by a different writer.
Exactly.
People.
Like I feel like I don't wanna, but I feel like this was probably somebody who has only played a handful of Mado games and doesn't actually have a full overview of what the 90s really were like. Because Mado, I keep saying this.
It was a mess.
I love Mado. I love Mado. I love it to pieces. I could play it all day. I could play it to the end of my life.
Played it Mega Drive game.
I bought.
Play the Mega Drive game.
I bought a floppy disk magazine. A magazine.
Nope.
What is? It should be back. It is sending.
It's moving again. Hello?
Okay, there we go. Here we go.
Sorry for that. Let me just see if the live stream on. Okay, it's still there. Okay.
Beach in the chat said, "Guys, I don't like 15, Annie. I hope it's an AU." I love that one so much. I hate it.
Let me just see if the hang on. Yeah, something isn't right with the internet.
I mean, that's always true.
But that has never happened before. Wait, I think we're through it now. Is it back? Is everything
yes,
back? On the Twitch side
on YouTube
too?
it's back.
Is the Twitch side back?
Twitch side is back, but yeah,
YouTube's
Twitch is
also
back. We're fine.
YouTube's
I think we're
also
fine.
back.
Okay, where did I stop? Oh god, I also for some reason
Something about Sega is an AU.
Yeah.
Sega Puyo's AU.
Okay, so okay, as I was saying.
And how much Hell is a mess.
Picking up again. So we have again. I was looking at these takes